What if I told you the way you were taught to study is completely broken? Seriously, if you've ever struggled to learn something new, stop blaming your brain right now. It's the method's fault, not yours. Today, we're fixing your entire learning strategy, and we're going to do it fast. We've got 8 game-changing techniques to help you learn smarter, packed into just 5 minutes. Let's jump in. Section 1. Overcoming your mental blocks. Look, we've got to bust a massive myth right off the bat. That idea that you just aren't a math person, it's usually a total lie. It comes from something called learned helplessness. Basically, if you fail enough times in a rigid classroom, your brain tricks you. It changes the story from that teaching approach didn't work to I don't work. I want to validate your frustration right here. You are not the problem. You were just taught in the wrong style. Once you find the method that actually clicks with your unique brain, absolutely everything changes. Section 2. Reading smarter, not faster. We're throwing out that crazy myth that you can speed read an entire textbook at triple speed and remember every word. No way. The secret is actually reading flexibility. First, you got skim mode. This is where you build a mental map. You preview the headings, use your finger to pace your eyes, and just hunt for the core facts, skipping all the extra noise. Then there's deep mode. When the material actually needs to stick, you downshift. You slow down deliberately for true comprehension. It's basically reading triage. Go fast to gather context, but go deep where it actually counts for the exam. Moving right along to Section 3, Mastering Memory and Recall. Okay, I'm about to give you the single most research-backed study technique on the planet. Stop rereading your textbooks. It's a massive, passive trap. It feels super productive, but it's honestly a total waste of time. Instead, you need to be blurting. You close the book, grab a totally blank page, and force your brain to retrieve the answers from scratch. That intense mental struggle, that is exactly what builds the neural pathways for actual memory. Just 5 minutes of struggling to blurt out answers will beat 20 minutes of comfortable rereading, every single time. And that brings us to Technique 4, Associations and the Mind Palace. Our brains weren't built to memorize boring bullet points. We are evolutionarily wired for places and vivid visuals. So try this. Step 1, pick a familiar route, like your daily walk across campus. Step 2, attach a crazy, exaggerated image to specific stops along that path. Step 3, just walk that route in your mind to retrieve the facts. This spatial anchoring is literally how memory champions memorize hundreds of things effortlessly, and it is a total game changer for heavy memorization subjects. Section 5. Taking truly effective breaks. You absolutely have to take breaks. Why? Because that downtime is when your brain actually files away all the stuff you just learned. But watch out for high stimulation traps. Doom scrolling on your phone keeps your brain completely wired with dopamine hits. You aren't actually resting. True restorative rest means walking, stretching, or just stepping outside for some fresh air. Listen to your body. If you catch yourself reading the exact same sentence 3 times, that's your cue. Stop immediately before cognitive burnout forces you to. Section 6. AI tutors. AI is like having the ultimate, infinitely patient 2 a.m. tutor, but only if you know how to prompt it. Don't just ask for the final answer. Instead, ask the AI to walk through a complex problem, but tell it to stop after one single step. Then you actively predict the next step. You can also use vibe coding, which just means typing conversational instructions, to paste in your messy lecture notes and have the AI generate custom flashcards or mock quizzes designed specifically around your weak spots. Which naturally leads to Technique 7, time management. Listen, you honestly don't need 3 uninterrupted hours to study effectively. You really just need 3 free minutes. Use your dead time. Waiting for the bus, standing in line for a coffee, whip out those digital flashcards. Doing this completely destroys the need for those exhausting marathon cram sessions later at night. Small, highly focused pockets of time used consistently throughout the day, that's how you win the game and keep your stress levels way down. Section 8. The educated guessing strategy. Let's talk improvisation. What happens when you're in a massive exam and you're just totally stuck? I like to call this the Slumdog Millionaire method. First, relentlessly cross out the obviously false options. Narrowing 4 choices down to 2 instantly doubles your odds. Second, keep an eye out for absolute traps. Extreme words like always or never are almost always wrong. Finally, try to connect the core question to absolutely anything you loosely remember from the lectures. An educated, methodical guess will be a blind panic pick every time. So, bringing it all together, The entire point of this Erasmus toolkit is exactly this: overcoming blocks, reading smarter, blurting, mind palaces, taking real breaks, using AI, micro-studying, and smart guessing. None of these 8 techniques require you to add more stressful hours to your busy university day. They just require you to use significantly better ones. Top-tier learning is entirely about strategy, not sheer brute force time. Which leaves us with one final exciting thought. Now that you've got the exact toolkit to bypass all those broken study methods that held you back for years, are you ready to learn smarter? Grab a blank page for blurting, build a mind palace on your way to class, and put these precise techniques to the test today. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.